Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Battlefront gameplay footage. My name's Jeremy Kepke, and today we're going to be playing Blast on the Defense Sector map, which is a part of the Death Star DLC, which is a limited time release free on Xbox Live this weekend only. So we're going to be giving these maps a try. In this Death Star DLC, it comes with 5 maps. We've got the Command Sector, the Death Star Surface, which is a space map, obviously, the Defense Sector, which we're playing now, the Imperial Blockade, another space map, and the Power Sector, which is, again, an interior Death Star map. So, out of these 5 maps, 3 of them are interior maps, and an interesting side note, which kind of explains why I've gotten a little bit lost here in the beginning of this footage, is that all 3 of these interior maps actually intersect with one another. So if you were to lay them out, they would all connect in the same exact hangar bay, and the same exact location on the detention block, which later in the footage you'll kind of see me run down a hallway. This leads to a little bit of confusion in terms of where players are going to be going, especially this weekend where you have players running around for the first time on these maps, not knowing anything about the layout or where the battle's taking place. You can kind of see right here, me and this other fella are basically getting turned around just in the same 3 rooms. And we do eventually stumble across a couple of people, get a few kills, up to 2 kills right now, but it's a little bit hit or miss, and it's just kind of whoever you run across until you kind of get the feel of what the rooms are, because a lot of this space looks identical. That's a very difficult concept to kind of get your head around the first time you're playing this. And Blast being just a free-for-all, open gameplay, that means that there's not really a set objective, there's not as many markers like these new kind of next generation games are fond of putting in, so you're not going to be seeing a lot of direction. So it's also very easy, as happens a number of times in this footage here, to get gunned down from behind just around a door that opens up. You got to really listen to those sound cues and really try to pay attention to that radar, which I am terrible at doing. So as you can see, took a couple of hits there, but we're going to come back strong. Got 4 kills now going into this. Trying to take out a couple more players that are hiding around there. Now, I have not unlocked this gas perk yet. It appears to be some sort of contact grenade. I haven't actually looked into that, which did get me a couple of times on here, but definitely an effective weapon in closed space. I was not thinking about my loadouts when I initially came into this, which is one of the reasons why I have jetpack attached to both of my card layouts. Both of my hands feature a jetpack, so kind of stuck with that, but not very useful for an interior map unless you're really trying to jetpack up into an area or over some players in a high ceiling here, kind of something like this right here, where we've got some cargo boxes and maybe can make a jump over another player. Right now, deploying an infantry turret. Got a good vantage point coming into this room here from the lower ramp, as that incline there kind of gives you an advantage over the boxes. So as the stormtroopers kind of come around the corner, we're going to get to drop on a few more, which is excellent, but still going to end up dying a 4th time, taking a couple of hits through that door, just getting really stuck in that depression in between the crates. It's a very difficult spot to kind of get out of once you're stuck in there. Definitely pay attention to where you're standing when you're around those crates. Otherwise, it does make an effective shield if you're kind of getting down into there, crouching, kind of gives you cover up to your neck. You see a few players doing that, but ultimately, once you get surrounded from multiple sides, all it takes is that split second for you not to pay attention, and you're going to be taking some blast fire. So right here, looks like I've got this guy cornered, but he's not poking his head back out, so I'm going to go ahead and abandon this turret. Give a few more shots off, just a few warnings, but nothing's really going to come of it. And finally decide to go ahead and give up on that. But I do have a rapid fire gun right now, so I'm going to come around and have a little bit of fun with this. Try to get a few shots through the side door here, see if I can flank these guys. And got the 10th kill. As you can see right here, this is that detention block area I referenced earlier. The teammate I'm with, he just keeps going down this hall, so I kind of made the assumption that something was down here, but ultimately this is the area right here where it tells you to go back to the battlefield, that actually intersects with other maps that are in this DLC. You don't get to play them all together, unfortunately. I'm not sure if it was just a space constraint or requirement. A lot of the maps in the original Battlefront series, for the original Xbox, from I believe back in 2004 and 2005, it featured a whole kind of layout to space battles, ship-to-ship combat that you could kind of fly to with fighter squadron type deal. That seems to have gone away in this new Battlefront series completely, even in this DLC. Okay, so before I end this video, I do want to take a moment and discuss the price of downloadable content for Star Wars Battlefront. Essentially, when the game came out, it cost $60 brand new back in 2015. And at the time, we were promised 4 different sets of downloadable content. That was supposed to feature maps from the Outer Rim, Bespin, the Death Star, which we're playing right now, and Scarif, which, if you're not familiar, is the jungle planet from the movie Rogue One. So no spoilers. If you don't know what that is, check it out. Essentially at the time, these 4 maps were each priced at $14.99 a piece, which essentially doubled the price of the base game. Now, the developers did release a season pass for the DLC, which came to around $50, so you saved about $10, but it was still a little bit expensive for most players, and what happened as a result is that you got playlists like this, where as you can see right now, this match is going incredibly one-sided. We're winning almost 2-1, and you just cannot find players to really populate these playlists to their full capacity, because not everybody bought the DLC at the same time, and you kind of had a lot of an experience gap between players that did adopt early and players that may have purchased individual sets of content later on. So to address this issue, the new Star Wars Battlefront II, which is set to release November 17, 2017, is hopefully going to have downloadable content, but it's going to be free for players going forward, which means that as they rotate new content in, all players are going to have access to it for free at the same time. So hopefully we'll see some more improvement coming in from there. As always, like, comment, and subscribe for this video. Thank you for watching.